Alright, we got ourselves a Jeep grill here today. Let's see what we can get done. So when the customer came by and dropped off the part, I just laid some transfer tape down. Did a really quick sketch, show him kind of a placement of what I'm looking at. He liked what he saw, and from there I can go and get started. A lot of people think when they get these front grills that they're already painted. Some are, but a lot of cases they're just like black primer. You still got to go ahead and paint them. If not, they're going to start to fade out and wash away. So after 500 and the red Scotch-Brite, I go ahead and wipe it down. And after 2 wipe downs, I still get black residue on there. So just make sure you wipe it down good and clean it well. Prep's important. So after I go ahead and hit it with the glue, hit it with the white sealer, hit it with the white base, I just let it sit overnight. Next day, take it out of the booth, put it on the table. Then I use a fresh piece of transfer paper, get it down real nice and tight. Edges suck because it's paper. Paper doesn't really curve around edges well, so you gotta get wrinkled and get as best you can. After I get a good sketch of the head in there, I go ahead and take that image and I just kind of move it around to get the flag stripes in the right place where I want them. Do that first line sketch, kind of get a placement of where everything is, come back in, start to detail it. All those little R's all around it, that's red. So when I go ahead and cut it out, at least I know what stays and what goes. Because this stuff can get kind of confusing. You can cut out and peel the wrong thing out and you're like, oh crap. And like I said earlier, that paper doesn't really curve around the edges well, and I just fill it in with the tape, seal it up before I start spraying this red on. So on this day, it's snowing, it's sleeting outside, power goes out, comes back on after a few.
Cool, got power.
It was off for like 20 minutes. So yeah, it's all papered up and looks good, sprayed it. And because it's plastic, it's statically charged. So that right there, that's oversprayed dust. And it got up around the back side of the paper and just stuck to the surface. It's just dust. It comes right off really easily, as you can see. And, you know, just to make sure I wipe it down one more time, just to make sure all my whites are nice and bright. So now I mixed up some black, reduced it down so it's kind of thin, touch purple in it. And I went ahead and just sprayed around the eagle head, sprayed around the stars, kind of make them look like they pop out. Started in with the old crappy brush to make it look like a distressed, star. Start shadowing it, airbrushing it back and forth. It's kind of my style. I kind of want to make them look three-dimensional and real. You get into it, you do the first one, you're like, yeah, it looks good. And then you're like, ah, crap, I got like how many more of these to do? Ugh. Unmask the beak, start to spray. I make sure I always keep the pieces I unmasked because I'll use them again to mask back up. So just don't throw it away. See, like right there, now I put the shadow behind it, and I start detailing out the face a little bit more, cutting out the lower lip area or beak, and I start to detail it out. Kind of helps me out with a lot of things so I don't have to guess at anything. Just using the same 3 colors, black, white, and a red oxide, going back and forth on each one, overlapping, layering. Then I'm taking a dry brush, a little bit of white in there, just kind of hitting some highlights for the feathers, and kind of rubbing it out with my fingers a little bit. Just kind of giving some detail, going back and forth with everything. All the same stuff, just doing different little things. So it's the same paper, same technique. Doing the shadows, doing the highlights. It's all the same stuff, just a little different. And just like with the stars, I do this little like dotted outline thing. It's really just to kind of give your eye a little something different to see, a little different stitch work around the framing of it. I mean, it looks kind of like rough right now, but once it's all together and you see as a whole, it all kind of blends in. First session of clear, it's not going to look too great. It's almost like when you're baking a cake and you got like a dirty coat you put around there before you put the fondant on. It's just there to seal up everything. See how it's kind of rough right there? You can see all the little textures. Well, after this, after it dries, I sand it down like this, hit with 500. It'll smooth out a lot of the texture, and there's still some low spots around the T and the C a little bit. I keep on sanding it down until it's nice and smooth. Not too much because I don't want to cut into the artwork. Just kind of hit it just right. Then I go over the whole thing with a final gray Scotch-Brite, smooth it all out. Make sure I didn't cut through anywhere, do little touch-ups. Final coat of clear, go ahead, put it back on the table, put a new piece of paper underneath, make sure it's all clean, tack it off, blow it off. Put some cans underneath that kind of lift it up a little bit so I can spray all the angles and get plenty of room to spray. And now here's the difference between the first set of coats of clear, now this. Nice and smooth, no texture to it, a little bit right there. But all in all, good job, ready to go out the door. Alright, there we go, we got another job done. Tell me what you think. Blah, 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 whatever, I don't care. Have a good day. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. There we go, yeah. Alright, get out of here.